What's up, YouTube? This is TheBillyBobHD bringing you a brand new Hearts of Iron 4 campaign. Today, we are going to be starting a new campaign as Finland. Fuckin Finland. I'm excited about this one. Our Romania campaign is still going on at the moment. We have suspended the PRC campaign just because the Soviet Union collapsed under the Allied might. And so I wanted to start a brand new campaign in its place. I've got a couple other new campaign ideas on the way for you guys as well. But thanks for tuning in and sticking with me if you're a longtime subscriber. If you're new to my channel, stick around because this is going to be a ton of fun. So we're starting out, of course, January 1st, 1936. Let's go ahead and create a new army group here for all of my divisions. We've got Eric Heinrichs here, who is going to be turquoise group, and I'm going to assign you to front line here against the Soviets. So they'll move into position accordingly. That's actually a pretty decent number of starting divisions, right? We need to pick out our research slots, so I'm going to go with support weapons 1 at 142 days there. Industry-wise, we need to get those basic machine tools going. And then I'm actually going to go for the electronic mechanical engineering right there next. Civilian factories, we have 4 of them. We need to actually work on building up a couple more of these civilian factories. I'm going to give one up here just to give them a project to work on. That's going to be done in March of next year because we're just starting out and it takes forever to build shit. Another thing I want to get here is I'm going to go ahead and plug that last military factory into the infantry equipment production and then start a convoy production line too with my 1 naval dockyard that we have. That'll give me access to maybe invade Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania before the Soviets can grab it there. We'll have to see. I'm thinking at least initially we're going to go fascist, but we'll see. We'll see, right? So national focus, of course, I like to grab the political effort first. So that'll take 70 days. We've got low manpower, of course, and insufficient resources as well. So let's go ahead and turn it on speed 4 here and get to cooking. We're going to need... I'm probably going to go pretty quick here through these the first year or so, just as it's pretty boring to watch over and over again as, you know, you guys watch a lot of Hearts of Iron campaigns and such. But you can see actually Norway now moving some divisions up against my border over here. And then the Soviets, of course, moving up on the line as well. So the first political decision that we're going to take, I think, is probably for the fascist demagogue, which will allow us to attack other countries eventually. And then after that, it's nice to have that military theorist, right? So we can get that army experience without wasting any manpower. And I want to change my conscription laws eventually as well. We're already to limited conscription, and we're only gaining 113 per month. So that's pretty light, right? So it's going to be very important that we eventually research out the field hospitals. We're going to need motorized in order to do that, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. But that precious manpower, you know, we're going to need to be very careful about that. Remilitarization of the Rhineland, not surprising. Political effort is done. Okay, let's go ahead and set up next the collectivist ethos. You know what, though? If we jump straight into the industrial effort, that'll give us a jump start on our factories. And I can actually just get... let's go with industrial effort next. What I'm thinking is, now that we have modified government, instead of... let's think about this. Yeah, let's go fascist demagogue. So we'll turn our country fascist, and then that'll prevent me from having to go down this tree here for a little while until we want to grab, you know, the extra manpower bonuses and such, right? You know what? I'm almost wondering if it makes more sense to do that the other way, like backwards. Okay, let's keep it going. We'll stick with the industrial effort for now. It's only 60 days. And I think we may swing back around here just to turn ourselves fascist quicker and then also get, you know, the extra army experience. The military youth there gets 2%. This one, that doesn't give a whole lot. Technology now. Okay, new tech, need to pick. think I'm going to head back over here to industry and get that construction tech. Very good. 45 days on the other 2 techs that we're working. Production-wise, we've got a total need for infantry equipment 1 there, and you can see my frontline forces really need to be reinforced. We're losing some manpower, or filling out some manpower, I should say. That's just us moving towards fascism. Infantry equipment, yeah, and support equipment are needed as well. If we look at our current template, we've already got the engineer company in there, which is cool. Manpower of 6,300 for each new division. Can't train any right now, of course, like we were saying earlier. But yeah, 6,100 now, getting up on that manpower reinforcement. Industrial effort is finished. So let's switch that back over here to, God, I don't know. That manpower bonus sure would be nice. Let's get the construction effort. I know I'm sort of spinning around here with my my plans, but okay, those 2 were finished up. Very good. All right, concentrated industry, factory output plus 20%, 10% bonus there only. But it does give you that extra efficiency base. I think concentrated is the way I want to go next. So 86 days there. Back over this way now, it is still 1936, and so motorized is going to come next just to get those field hospitals researched out. Okay, back to unpausing it here. We do have a small navy as well, so let's go ahead and combine you. It has 2 heavy cruisers and 4 subs. You need a new commander. Give you this guy. And your job is going to be simply convoy escorting out here in the Baltic, because eventually I want to be able to try to declare war on some of these other countries, like Estonia, for example. They've got 5 factories. Do they have any resources? 3 steel. So not a ton, actually, up here in the Baltic states. So that's okay. Production-wise, we're looking good from an Infantry 1 production standpoint. And then, yeah, we do need some aluminum there to help out our support equipment. So we're producing only 275 per week of those, and then I lack steel and oil, of course, there. How's the constructions going? Good. Still looking at when? When are you going to be finished? Come on. March 1937. So still a little ways to go. We're already to June, however. Let's go ahead and bump it up to speed 5 here. That construction effort, that's going to give us, what, a building slot and a civilian factory. And then armament effort, you know, you can get your military factories going and such. And then get down here to this extra research slot, which will be very important for us. We've got enough political power now for another change. Sense of conscription. That's a big one for us, right? But we have to be fascist first. So we're currently sitting at, what, 21% or so? Can move that down to volunteer only. Of course, I don't want to do that. And then, so since we can't change conscription laws, how about economy-wise? 15% world tension needed, so that's going to have to wait. So it does make sense to get that military theorist in there to help us with the army experience and start collecting that. So we can add on our field hospitals and such later. Only 34 days now on the Concentrated Industry 1. And then back over here. Okay, good. We've got at least enough manpower now to reinforce everybody. Construction effort is finished up. So if I go over here to you, God, I want to get down to this military youth thing. Construction effort 2 would give us another civilian factory. I think that's unfortunately more important at the moment to fill out our production lines. Because we are missing that steel, right? I'm showing, let's see, total of 1, 1, and 1. That's actually not too bad. Nationalist Spain declare war on Spain. We've got the Spanish Civil War that's kicked off, of course. Construction 1 is actually going to be done in about 2 months as well. Let's swing back over here and take a look at that Spanish Civil War that's going on. And you can see now, Nationalist Spain is this brownish color compared to the Republican Spain yellow color. Games of the 11th Olympiad in Berlin. Very cool. Concentrated Industry 1 has now finished up. 1937 is going to be the next round of these industrial techs, so I think I'm okay there. We could get the mechanical computing, which would help out the research significantly. We could also start down the land doctrine stuff here. This is for tanks and blitzkrieg, but you do get the extra manpower bonus down here, totaling 5%, which is pretty interesting. You do get that over here, but the bonuses are not so good. Recruitable population at 5% there. You do not have those on either of these. Typically, I would pick the Grand Battle Plan Doctrine there. Let's double check, though. Make sure that you're not going to miss out on any manpower bonuses. Does not look like it. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Motorized is still working, so we'll let that finish up before going to the field hospitals. It is still 1936, however. Artillery might be a good one to get. Let's go ahead and get that one at 140 days, that artillery bonus, because that's probably what I'm going to insert into my divisions, as well as field hospitals, like, immediately. We've got 2 military experience now after, you know, getting that new advisor in there for us. And how are we looking over here? Up to 23% now from fascist. Italy took Ethiopia. That's to be expected. Trade-wise, are we producing anything out? Not really. I almost want to change my trade laws over to closed trade, closed economy, simply because I'm not producing anything, right? I have to be at war in order to do that, though. Limited exports. At war, democratic. Okay, partial mobilization or total mobilization. Okay. So we'll have to come back to that because we are wasting a little bit of steel and on exporting, and as well as a little bit of chromium. Construction effort 2 is done now. So we are up to what? 5 civilian factories that are working for us. So that should have moved up our delivery time of this new civilian factory to February. Great. Moved it up by about a month. Okay, great. So now we've reached a point, I think, where I'm going to start going down here towards collectivist ethos. Construction 1 is done. Let's go ahead and get, these are all 1937 techs. Working on that artillery. What else? Because we're going to need that heavy defensive bonus when the Soviet Union decides to invade us. I think since we're sort of have an extra slot here, it does make sense to go ahead and start moving down the land doctrine stuff. Division speed plus 10, organizational loss minus 10. Do we want this, or do we want a new research here that'll affect our research time even further? I'm moving that down by 3%. I think we're coming up on 1937. All right, let's just go ahead and get the first land doctrine going there. Just trying to move towards that manpower bonus. Okay, unpause it. 70% national unity now that we're showing. I've got coming up on another political power here gain. The collectivist ethos, that's going to give us what? Gains of national spirit. Daily democracy support minus 2. And then here and here and here will be our next moves before we start bringing up the armaments and construction national focuses even further. We do have the Sisu national spirit. Division recovery rate plus 25%. Division attack on core territory, blah, blah, blah. So that's looking good for us, right? Motorized is done now. So since motorized just finished up, and we've got until 1937 in order to grab these new industrial techs. Could actually go for them a little earlier too. It's only 0.09 years ahead of time. I was going to say, why don't we work on just getting that field hospital right off the bat here. I'm not going to need that yet, though, because I need to produce out motorized units, which we don't have. All right, let's go here. Improved machine tools, you're next. How is our production lines doing? Pretty good, producing 14.3 per day of that infantry equipment level 1. Support equipment now, that need is moving down as well. We've actually started to build up a little bit of manpower at 626 up here towards the top. So I want to, oh yeah, whoops. We need to pick our modified government here. Can't pick any of these yet. World tension at 2%. Cannot take the closed economy yet. Or the manpower boost. Have to be fascist first. We could save these up. Captain of industry here. Construction speed, civilian construction speed. Okay, let's get the captain of industry in there. That's going to help us with the construction speed over here. Collectivist ethos is finished up now. Anti-Comintern Pact, of course we're going to join that, right? We're going fascist. Nationalism Focus will start you at 70 more days. So hopefully we can get that going here before we have to end the first episode. But this popularity is going up by 0.05 per day, it looks like. So that's gaining rapidly. We do have the collectivist ethos now showing for us, so that democracy support is going to start shrinking. Interwar artillery is done. Great. All right, so it is 1937 officially. I think it does make sense to get that next concentrated industry level 2 going. Fascist coup. Yes. We're officially fascists now. So, fucking Finland here is fucking fascist. We need to save up a little bit more political power to get that extensive conscription going. But that'll be worth it, right? Because then we can start training divisions. And I've got 9 military experience built up. And so one more point there, and we can actually start adding field hospitals into the mix. Oh, you can see the Soviets really stacking up now in Leningrad against me. They have 4, 6, 9, 14 divisions sitting right there. That's a little scary, right? So now that we're technically fascist, can we go ahead and join the Axis? Yes, they will accept. Yes, very cool. So we join the Axis, which will hopefully protect me against the Soviets starting a war against me. Civilian factories need a new project now. I think it does make sense to get one more civilian factory into the mix. This infrastructure increases your supply power, and strategic reason increases your division speeds. Okay. So that's fine. Someone was telling me if you build more infrastructure, it actually unlocks more building slots in a certain province, but I don't know how accurate that really is, to be honest. After this, let's go ahead and queue up a couple of military factories. So this one is going to be done October of this year. Nationalism Focus is done. So I'm still wanting to drive down towards this military youth, right? So another 140 days or so, and that'll allow me to do that. Once we grab that, let's take a look. Once we grab that, I'm going to focus over here on the industrial stuff again. Drive down towards this extra research slot, right? How is the Spanish Civil War going? Let's take a look. Oh, nationalist Spain. That's good for us. They are crushing it. Love to see that. Down with Republican Spain, guys. Very good. Instructions now. So I do have that 6. And we're lacking on that support equipment production at 3.44 per week, which is sort of maxed out for us. So, I hate to do it, but they only need 1 aluminum here. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. All right, excellent. Modify the government now. So, let's go over here, get the extensive conscription going. Excellent. That brings us up to 94K. I've got 13 in a military experience. I can add a recon company or support artillery. Or I can just add them here. Infantry and artillery, like that. That does bring up my defense significantly. Up 33 points. Wow, look at that soft attack increase at 46 points there. All right, let's go ahead and save that template. So that should take a chunk back out of my manpower reserve here at 94K because the reinforcements are automatically going to need, wow, 78,000 in manpower. Jeez. Okay, improved machine tools is finished up. I like to see that. We can also start training up a couple of these, right? So train, whoops. I'm going to train 2 of you guys and at once. And you're going to train at the capital here of Helsinki. Okay, so they're going to be coming out. Support equipment still needed. Infantry equipment, of course. Total need, that brought us back up here into the thousands for total need of infantry equipment. And support equipment, but that's all right. Whoops. Okay, what shall we do next? Maybe construction 2 there at 179 days. I think that makes sense, right? Missing equipment production of artillery, of course. So we'll start a new towed artillery line here, and our next military factory will represent that. Nice, the militarism here. Oh, okay, we did get a recruitable population of 5% bonus there. So let's go ahead and grab the armament effort next and switch over a little bit because I do want to at least have 1 factory working on that towed artillery, right? Cool. Hindenburg disaster. Oh, the humanity. Holy crap. Okay. Production-wise, we're going to need 432 of those to fill out our divisions. And what does that require? A little bit of tungsten and a little bit of steel. Of course it does. Very good. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Again, this has been the TheBillyBobHD. Please remember to like, subscribe, and/or comment if you've enjoyed my content, and we'll catch you next time.